Hello YouTube. It's been a long time since I've been on here and making any videos, and today's video it's probably gonna be more of an instructional video. Um, if you see these nasty looking cracks here, that's the Minwax that I used to seal the plane. I crashed this last summer. Of course, there's also a seam. If you look right there, you can see where it cracked. It's been repaired. Sorry about the shaking. A little bit of coffee this morning, and I'm hand holding this. But this can be fixed. It's not that big of a deal. It can be repaired with some sandpaper and a little bit of effort. Let me turn on the other side here so you can see what's going on. This side here I just fixed, and it looked just as bad, if not worse. As you can see, I got most of it out, and you can see the little bit of yellowing going on, and I think that is from the Minwax, and there's not much I can do about that. I guess I don't really, and I really think it's not yellow. I think it's dirt from flying the plane. Let's be honest. These things, unless you're flying into some kind of environment that isn't dirty, which is not possible, you're going to have this. But anyways, what I start out with is 100 grit sandpaper, and then I knock down the high spots. You're going to have a lot of high spots on this. Like I said, this plane has been crashed very badly last year. So you want to if you look at this from an angle, you can see the high spots shining. So you want to get in there and knock those down. Just smooth them all down, get the high spots out. You're still going to end up with those yellow spots where the valleys are, but that's not going to matter because they're going to get backfilled. So sand them down and make them as smooth as you can. This has got a coat of Minwax on it too, so that helps. You can see the shine. And what you want to do is knock it down to get the shine off, get the high spots off. You're not working real into the foam a lot. You don't want to do that, okay? You don't want to get down into the foam where you're starting to see fuzzy foam. That means you've gone too far, and you don't need to do that. That's not necessary. Okay. Let me come back over here. What did I do with it? Oh, right here. I use the one-time lightweight spackling by Red Devil. It works great. It's lightweight. It feels good. It's not... Let me see what's in this stuff. It's not heavy. When it says lightweight, this stuff is lightweight. Anyways, what you want to do, and what I do, yeah, you can use a credit card or whatever you want to do. I don't do that. Let me open this up. Okay. I take it on my finger. Like that. Take it up here and just smear it around. Spread it out. Get it as thin as you can get it. What that's going to do, if you look there, you can see it already backfilling those holes. See it? See how it's backfilling them? This is just an example. I got some more sanding to do on this, but this isn't going to hurt because it'll come right off. Sandable primer is very easy to work with. You don't want to glob it on. Do not glob lightweight filler on an airplane. It just doesn't work. It'll fall out. It gets too heavy and it drops out. You're probably going to end up with some of it laying all over the place. Right here's prime example. It'll fall off. That's okay. Let that dry. Let it dry really good. And then now you're going to want to switch to a lighter sandpaper. So you want to go with 150 grit. Lightly sand your filler down so you don't see this. You'll see streaks in it. You'll know you've got it there. Because the only idea behind that is just you want to fill these cracks in. Smooth them out like I did on the other side here. Come on, plane, flip over. She don't want to cooperate this morning. Anyways, once that's dry, you want to get yourself a bottle of Folk Art Multi-Service paint. It's acrylic paint. It dries really nice. As you can see here, it does a really good job. It's a flat finish, but that's okay, because I'm going to go over that with another light coat of Minwax, and it's going to blend in with the rest of it pretty well. So I've done a lot of work on this. This is my Night Radian, in case you're wondering what on earth this thing is. I have done a lot of reinforcing back here where you need to. Where these staples are in, I hot glued those in because those will pull out. I've gone along here. There was a nasty gap along here. It just looked terrible where this fit. So I backfilled all that. Cleaned that all up. The tail really looks good on this, which tells me that most of what's going on up here is dirt. Dirt from my hands. Dirt from landing it. I mean, the tail looks good. I've crashed this thing mercilessly. Just mercilessly. So anyways, there's my tip for the day. By the time I'm done with it, it's going to look fresh and new again. This is a good tip for if you're doing a repair. This side here was busted really big time. You could see that. Just the whole nose of this was smashed off it. Those things happen, and if you're going to fly RC planes, you need to learn how to do this stuff, because this is part of owning an RC plane, especially the foam ones. The balsas are harder. You're not going to get away with doing what I'm doing here. This doesn't even pertain to balsa planes. I can fix balsa planes. I've done it many times. I've got a couple of trainers here that were given to me that I intend to get going this year. That motor is going to have to be completely gone through. That's sitting right there. Even if it's, I don't even know if it's worth fixing. I've got to go through it and see what condition it's in. I have another engine for the brown one, and I'm joining another RC group this year. It's the Traverse City Bunch, and they have a paved runway. Not that I need a paved runway, but yeah, I plan on joining 2 groups this year. I'm already part of the Glider Club, which is the reason I have a glider. I have 2, Consendo, Night Radian. Why they should have called it the Night Ranger. There's my Apprentice in the back. Let me show you what I got going on with the Apprentice as long as I'm here. It's been a long time since I've done any videos for you guys. So here's my, this looks like a nightmare, but it's not. This is all my navigational lights. You can see the wire running up the center. She branches out. There's my lights on the end. Those are not going to come out. They are sealed in really well. This is not my first rodeo with the Apprentice putting lights on. There's a row LEDs run along the leading edge. So when this thing lights up, she is awesome. It's very pretty. I gotta get this paint. One thing nice about this paint too is even after it dries, you can go back and get rid of that. I was just trying to camouflage my wire. Speaking of wire, I don't use what they give you in the kit. I'll show you guys. If you buy the Turnigy light kit, and I guess now somebody else is carrying the same kit. I don't remember who it is. It's the exact same kit, the exact same part here, except it's black. But I don't use this to run my wires up to the lights. It's too heavy, too thick. I don't like it. What I use is this. It's 30 AWG coil wire is what it's called. I think I paid $6 or $8 for this roll. This will last me. This is my second roll. The other one was smaller. This will last me my lifetime. I will never run out of this, ever. So anyways, that's what you want to do. if you're lighting your own plane like I'm doing, you can see I did use some of the coiled wire. I didn't have to, but I wanted to. My only concern with this is look how it sticks up. And when you go to fasten the wings on, it's going to leave an indentation in the plane, which is not really going to hurt it that much. Sorry about the shaking. I'm coffee buzz this morning. But I've done some repairs to this plane too. You can see that by looking at it here. When I first got it, it suffered some garage heat through the window damage. But for the most part, this is a really nice plane. It flies really well. I paid less than $100 for it. And that came with a receiver and everything. So if you're really interested in getting an apprentice, shop online. You can probably pick one up. Oh, as long as we're checking this out. If I can get back here. I've got the lighting system set up inside, and I put a platform for the battery for the lights. It's separate than the bottom battery for the plane, because if I run all those LEDs, I'm afraid it's going to sap my power pretty fast out of this. So I went ahead and added a little platform with its own little place to put the battery. I've got my navigation light back here all set in, and then I've got one up front and the underneath by the front wheel. So anyways, that's all I'm doing for today. I just wanted to show you a tip or trick for working on your RC plane that might have gotten into a crash or whatever, and maybe it's looking kind of rough like this one is, but it can be fixed. So hope you enjoy the video, and y'all have a good weekend. I'd show you outside right now if I could. We got snow last night, maybe an inch and a half. The ground is white. I live in northern Michigan. We don't get spring until May. So simple as that. It's supposed to get up to 60 this next week, but then next weekend it's supposed to get cold again and snow. So yeah, I've got a lot of planes to break out and fly, as you can see. This is going to be a fun year for me. Normally I fix lawnmowers for people to pay for this hobby, but I think this year I'm going to really scale back. I'm getting burned out from it, and I think I have enough planes. And even then, you know, I could still take on a job or two if I want to help pay for the hobby. I'm getting back into FPV, so one of these planes is going to end up with a camera on it. I'm thinking this one, the glider, would be fun to put that on, because you can shut the prop off and just coast it around up there, and it'll make some awesome videos. The reason I have the water out here is what I do is I go full strength. I dump this directly into here, and then I go ahead and put it on. I paint here, center it, and it goes on real heavy, thick, which is fine, because see how these are? It'll cover those up, what's left of them, the cracks. But then I use my fuzzy brush wherever I would put it. Oh, here. I have a wider brush. Sorry about that. All over the place. I have a wider brush that I can spread out. It's wet right now, but normally it'll spread out, which is awesome. So you want to put your paint on thick to start out with, and then use your water, dip a little bit of the tip, just the tip of the brush in the water, and just start from where you put your heaviest paint and work it out, so that as you come up it thins out, and that way it blends in with your original foam, and it'll look way nicer. So anyways, there's my tricks for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good weekend.